Screwdriver.
And here we are live on a Monday night. It's the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Good evening to you. Hope you're well, keeping warm. Wow, it's getting cold, but it doesn't stop the football, and things are heating up in all divisions and also in the Vets League. We've got the Vets League Cup draw that's going to take place tonight live right here on the show. I have enough people in here to draw your team out of the hat, so anything that goes wrong, you can blame any one of my four guests in here this evening. To my left, I have our ILFL usual boys. We have Nanu and Rashid, and on my right, I have Shanali Otis in the house. Yay! They've come in to do the draw for you, and we're going to do that in the second segment of the show. But first, what we need to do is we need to take a look at the results from yesterday, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Premier Division. There are only two games that took place yesterday of any note. Let's have a look at those results. They should be there on the screen for you right now. Are they there? Maybe not. It's always a technical hitch. Hey, there we go. The two games were Leytonstone versus Hawk and Eagle. That was a 4-4 draw. We will talk about that in a little while, because how Leytonstone are managing to get these random results here and there is beyond me. But the key one at the top of the division was Reach Out versus London Tigers, a key battle, and Reach Out won the first part of their 2-week battle to become Premier Division champions. They beat London Tigers by 4-2, and straight away I have to turn to my left and turn to you, Rash. And I think last week, I think it was Cameras was here on the show and was talking about London Tigers, and maybe London Tigers coming strong now and maybe looking like they were, going to put together a few results, and Reach Out maybe suffering burnout. Not the case.
I think what it is, the week before, Reach Out were really hurting because they were out of the cup. They lost to Beaumont, and I think that had an effect. He was not happy. They had a team talk. I saw them. They stayed back for half an hour. They had a long chat with the players. And I think this week was a matter of proving a point that they're not a run over. They're not going to take it lying down. And to be honest, they deserve the win. For me, I was quite surprised. London Tigers being an established club, not pushing the team. Going for the title, you should have the passion, the drive. They didn't have that. They looked lackluster. They didn't have that drive. And Reach Out, they were focused because the manager had a real go at them last week, and they wanted to prove a point to the management.
Are London Tigers a team without a plan B?
I don't know if it's plan B. I think I know for a fact that yes, some of the players were missing from Tigers, because I know they've gone to Bangladesh on a trip, but a few of the players gone. But the size of a club like that, an establishment, they have over 50 players, etc. I don't think they can use that as an excuse. Going for a title, knowing only 3-4 games left, I didn't see the push. It wasn't a matter of thinking. It's just the players didn't have that drive, or either that, or they thought it's an easy game, because Reach Out in the recent weeks have not been getting results. So they probably thought it's not going to be that hard. But Reach Out, they had the passion, the drive, and they actually could have got more goals. To be honest, 4-2 was a respectable score. Could have been more, another 3 or 4 for Reach Out.
I know sometimes you're one of, you're always there for Tigers, and you always tell us never to write off the Tigers when they're down, and they are a wounded animal when they are hurt, and this one's going to hurt.
Well, I can say that the Tigers are one of those teams that are so resilient. They can come back. And Rashid just took words out of my mouth. I don't want to take anything away from Reach Out. Reach Out are one of those teams that are brilliant. They're strong all around, and they're capable of beating any teams. And they're very successful in our Interleague Champions Cup as well.
So, but however, I think with Tigers, they've had a couple of players that were on tour, and I think that's what made a huge difference. If you miss one or two key players from your team, then you don't stand a chance. Most teams have 1 or 2 key players only, and if you lose them, then it becomes a normal team. So I think that's probably one of the factors, the actual results for Tigers losing. But I don't know. I mean, Reach Out are one of those teams, and as mentioned, I don't want to take anything away from them. They're a very strong team.
Let's turn it around to the other end of the table, as it were, and Leytonstone, who are desperate for points now to stay in the division. Putting 4 goals past Hawk and Eagle for a start is something in itself, but not getting 3 points?
I don't know. I just can't explain Leytonstone, because they've scored about 29 goals altogether this season against Hawk and Eagle's 34 goals or 33 goals. So there's not much difference there, whereas Hawk and Eagle is somewhere in the middle and Leytonstone somewhere down there. Yeah, so I find it difficult to explain this, the situation here. And I think Leytonstone do deserve 1 or 2 wins. I've only had 1 win, and the rest of them are like draws or losses. So I don't know. I mean, it might be a late season surge for them. I mean, this has to be a confidence boost. I mean, Hawk and Eagle Eagle are not just any team. You know, they're one of those teams that came through the ranks, and they're very successful as well. For a team to come from the first division into the Premier Division, and this far down the season, they're mid-table. You know, it says a lot about the management and the players and the commitment. And for Leytonstone to put 4 goals through them, you know, Hawk and Eagles' defense is pretty strong. The midfield is very strong as well. They play 5 in the middle, and it's hard to break that line. You know, this is what they do. It's a bit like Bowman team as well, you know, playing 5 in the middle. So you have to get past the middle, then past the defense, and it's not easy doing that.
I think what was easier like yesterday was that Leytonstone looked good, and yes, they got 4 goals, but what made it easy for them was Hawk and Egan didn't have a strong squad. Even Cameras had to go on the pitch and play. There were a lot of players missing, and players, as we said, they've got nothing to play for. They can't go anywhere above the table. They can't really get relegated. So the motivation wasn't there, and the team wasn't there. And I think he's trying to select, give few players a game time, etc. So I think that played into Leytonstone, and obviously got a point and a few goals.
If that was a chance for Leytonstone to get anything and to maintain their Premier Division status, have they lost it now? Is it?
They know they can't. It's a foregone conclusion. They're going to get relegated. I think it's just a matter of pride and just seeing of the season and just try and maximise it as best as you can.
That was the Prem. This was the First Division. Here are the results there from all of the games that were played in the First Division yesterday. Burdett and Ace shared 10 goals amongst themselves, and Ace just about crept over the line, beating Burdett by 6 goals to 4. What a random result that was from a team that's looking to finish top 2 or 3 in their division. The Crusaders, well, there is only one place for them to finish, and that looks like it's going to be top. They put 5 past Bow. And Robin Hood Tigers doing well. Haven't heard much about them. We haven't spoken much about them in recent weeks, but they're still doing what they should have been doing right from the beginning. And they beat Stepney B by 4 goals to 1. And into the second division, let's have a quick look there. Redcoat, the impressive Redcoat, keep marching on and doing what they can do in the second division to try and put pressure on those above them. They beat Fish Island by 4 goals to 0. Look at that. Look at that. PYO beating Walthamstow Red Star by 5 goals to 0. We're going to have a little chat about that one. And AMY beating West End Reserves by 6 goals to 0. So, I am going to blow my own trumpet and yours, PYO, because again, I said it here and I will keep saying it because I'm so brilliant. PYO were going to be second division champions. Okay, so it was a little bit premature, but I had faith in a very, very young side. And what a test for them to come up against the league leaders and to beat them so impressively. No one else has done that to Walthamstow this season.
Exactly. I saw the manager Powersby before the game. I didn't watch the game because I was watching the Tigers and Reach Out. And he was so focused. And he said, you know what? Yes, we're the underdogs. Yes, they're going for the title. Yes, we've not been winning a lot of games. But he had the drive and he installed in the players. And they said, look, we're going to give everything we got and see what we can get. So for me to see when the team's there, they're an hour and a half early, they were there before the teams were announced which they're playing in. They got changed on the pitch, training, warming up. He had the passion, he's got the drive. And since he come on board, he has changed the whole team. The attitude has changed, the way of playing, the whole team effort, team spirit has changed. So I think credit has to go to Powersby, and what a result between not just 1-0 but 5-0 against a top side.
Against a very top side, a team who ran London Tigers very close in the cup.
Yeah, so unless Walthamstow Star are thinking it's all done and dusted, it's in the bag, they're mistaken, because in the next few weeks they can get battered again with other teams.
Well, I would presume then there's one team laughing, maybe not laughing, but licking their lips now, and St Catherine's now, who have now seen that as a way in to win the division now.
Well, they've surprised me, you know. I mean, St Catherine's are one of those teams that have suffered more recently, but they're seeing more success in that particular division, you know, and I just wish them good luck. You know, they've got some really young, talented players. You know, the management structure is fairly new as well. It's different from previous seasons, and I think what they've managed to do this season is retain some of their players. They're not losing many players, and because of the success, and I think that they've managed to retain it even further as well. So, yeah, St Catherine's are one of those teams. And just coming back to Walthamstow Red Stars, you know, 5 goals against that team, you know, PYO. I've refed the PYO game, and what I've seen in the past was that they've got very good players. They're very young, very nippy, very talented, except that they didn't have that team structure. You know, they didn't have that management layer. Now they have that, you know, and I think it's taken Powersby a good few games to get the team into the mix and get them blended in and bonded to each other. And I think they will see success, and I think they're one of the teams that are, and I think they will do very well in the near future.
I think they will indeed. And while we are talking about the second division, let's just have a quick look at the second division table to see how it stands, because a few weeks ago, maybe even down to a couple of weeks ago, Walthamstow Red Star were there, they were clear, St Catherine's were on their heels, but now Red Star, after a couple of dodgy results now, are down in third place on 27 points. Redcoat have now moved above them on 28, and St Catherine's are clear by 4 points from Walthamstow Red Star on 31. 4 points separating three teams, with each team only having 4 games left. It couldn't be closer, and if we look at their fixtures to come next week, there are some key battles. I mean, the game for Red Star against AMY won't be an easy one. And with Redcoat now playing PYO, can PYO take another scalp and turn things around again in their own favour and scupper somebody else's chances in the second division? It is all tight there. St Catherine's will be looking forward to their game against Tower Hamlets, because if we look there, Tower Hamlets are second from bottom. In the first division, there are 2 games to take place. A key battle going on there is the Crusaders Ace game, and although Ace may not quite be there to upset the champions elect there for the first division, they can make a difference, because as we look in their table, Ace, they are mid-table, but they are the one team who have the ammunition, we can say, to maybe upset Crusaders.
Yeah, they can, most definitely. You know, it's one of those teams that, you know, that could surprise any team. Absolutely. It's
when they turn up on their day,
when they turn up on the day,
they are good.
And when they turn up with the players, and when they turn up with the right mentality and the attitude, they can cause some real damage to any team, basically.
Do you think Ace are the team to take something out of Crusaders?
Ace, I know, I spoke to him last week. He said that this reverse fixture, which is obviously next week, he's looking forward to it, because he wasn't happy with the first fixture. So he's looking forward to the game. But saying that, Crusaders have added more players to the squad.
They have.
They've changed the team as well, so it's not the same team as he played last time. So yes, you're looking forward to it, you're strengthening your squad, but the same goes for the other side. So it depends on the day, as Nanu said, the players that turn up, and obviously decide who has the more hunger and the drive.
It will be a key game taking place Sunday the 21st. Premier Division, let's have a quick look there. Here's the Premier Division table for you, and it is what it is. It never changes. There's a little bit of movement between 4 teams, but still, we now have 3 points, as always it seems to be, separating 4 teams. Tigers are top, Lotus are second, but after this week, who knows what could happen. Reach Out and Stepney have game in hand over those top 2, and these are the games that are taking place this Sunday, and the standout one there obviously is the Stepney versus Reach Out game. It is the game in hand for both teams, if you like. If one of them wins that, they will consider themselves strong candidates to win the Premier Division title. Anyone want to call it?
It's too close to call. We said it from day one. This Premiership is so competitive and so close. I think it'll go to the wire, to the last game for me.
Down to the last game, and for you, Nanu?
Yeah, down to the last game. It's got to be. It's one of the seasons that, you know, I mean, in the past, during December and January, you know, you could tell, you know, some of the teams look very strong, you know, they're sort of leaping away. But this season, it's just been neck and neck. I mean, if you look at the points and the number of games played, you know, it's just so close. And we're talking about those 8 teams are top proper teams, you know, I mean, maybe not so Leytonstone, but the other teams are like very hefty and big teams that we're talking about. You know, we're not talking about a league with 20 teams in there. There's 8 of them, and it could go to anyone. They're all similar.
You know what? I'm looking forward to it, but the possibility of next season is now forward with Crusaders added to that division now. And wow, you know what? That's for us to talk about at a later stage, later on in the season, and maybe even next season. What we need to talk about now is what's coming up in the next part of the show. The Scenario 2 boys are here, sitting quietly, waiting their time. They're here to conduct the Vets Cup draw, which is going to take place live here on the ILFL Soccer Night Show. We'll see you after this short break.